we have a function here. Its type is Boolean. Its name is perfect, and we will use an integer inside of this function, and its name is num. First, we create an integer called sum. Sum is 1. Then another integer I, it's 2. Then we create a while loop here. The condition is if I is smaller or equal to half of the num. And inside of the while loop, we have an if statement. The condition of the if statement is if num is divisible by I. If it's divisible by I, inside of the if statement, we add I to sum and assign that value to sum again. This part, I added this line just to see the divisors of the num. I will explain with an example. Then we end the if statement. After that, we add 1 to I. Then we assign the value to I again. Then while loop continues. After that, we control if sum is equal to num. We return true. If it's not, we return false. Sum is the sum of divisors of num. So if it's equal to num, it's true. We control if it's a perfect number, and perfect number is that the sum of the divisors is, if the sum of the divisors is equal to num, it's a perfect number. I will explain with an example. Input a number. 6 is a prime number. Sorry, 6 is a perfect number. So it returned true, and it returned the divisors of 6 too. I did that in this line. So when we add 2 to 3 and 1 is the divisor of all the numbers, all the integers. So 3, 2, it's 5, and there is 1, it's 6. Input a number, 28, it's a perfect number too. As you can see here, the sum of the divisors is 28, and it returned true. I will explain the code with 6. First, it control if 2 here, I2, is smaller or equal to 3, because 3 is half of 6. Then it enters the while loop. Then it controls with an if statement. If 6 is divisible by 2, it enters here. Yes, 6 is divisible by 2. So it adds 2 to sum. Sum is 1. It adds 2 to 1. So sum is 3 now. Then it prints I. I is 2. And then it changes the value of I to by 1. Then I is 3. 3 is equal to 3 again. So if it controls if 6 is divisible by 3, yes. So it adds 3 to sum and assigns that value to sum. It prints 3. I is 3. Then increases I by 1. I is 4. 4 is not smaller or equal to 3, so it skips the while loop. Then it controls if sum is equal to num. In this case, yes, it's equal, so it returns true. If it's not equal, it returns false. Here we print out input a number, integer a, we assign the value to a. Then we print out is perfect function. A is inside of that, a is the given value. Then we close the input.